Lesson: Education Privacy, FERPA and Privacy in EdTech. Education. Privacy, particularly under the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, and privacy in educational technology is a critical area within the Certified Information Privacy Professional framework. FERPA is a federal law that protects the privacy of student education records and gives parents certain rights regarding these records, which transfer to the student when they reach 18 or attend a school beyond the high school level. EdTech privacy issues involve safeguarding personal data collected through educational technologies, often without adequate regulatory oversight. Understanding and implementing robust privacy practices in these areas is essential for education professionals, administrators, and privacy officers. FERPA, enacted in 1974, is a cornerstone of student privacy in the United States. It grants parents and eligible students the right to access education records, seek to have the records amended, and have some control over the disclosure of personally identifiable information from these records. Compliance with FERPA is mandatory for all educational institutions that receive funding under an applicable program of the U.S. Department of Education. Violations can lead to the withdrawal of federal funds, making adherence not only a legal obligation, but a financial imperative. A practical framework for FERPA compliance starts with understanding what constitutes an education record. These are records that are directly related to a student and maintained by an educational agency or institution, or by a party acting for the agency or institution. Education professionals must ensure that these records are accessible only to authorized individuals. Implementing a role-based access control system is an effective tool to ensure that only those with a legitimate educational interest can access student records. This system allows schools to limit access based on the specific roles of staff members, ensuring that data is only available to those who need it for educational purposes. To further enhance FERPA compliance, educational institutions can employ data encryption as a practical tool. Encrypting student records ensures that even if unauthorized access is gained, the data remains unreadable without the appropriate decryption key. Institutions should also regularly conduct privacy audits to identify and rectify any potential areas of non-compliance. These audits should assess the security measures in place, the processes for handling education records, and the training provided to staff regarding privacy policies and procedures. The rise of EdTech presents new challenges for maintaining student privacy. EdTech encompasses a wide range of applications and platforms used in educational settings, from learning management systems to video conferencing tools. The data collected through these technologies often includes sensitive information such as students' names, contact details, academic performance, and behavioral data, which can be vulnerable to breaches if not properly secured. One actionable insight for managing EdTech privacy is conducting thorough vendor assessments before adopting new technologies. This involves evaluating the privacy policies and security measures of EdTech vendors to ensure they comply with FERPA and other relevant privacy laws. Schools should require vendors to sign data privacy agreements that explicitly outline their responsibilities for protecting student data. These agreements should include clauses that require vendors to notify the school of any data breaches and to destroy data when no longer needed. Another practical tool for safeguarding EdTech privacy is the implementation of privacy by design principles. This approach involves integrating privacy considerations into every stage of the technology development and implementation process. For instance, schools should work with EdTech vendors to ensure that privacy settings are configured to the highest level by default, and that any data collection is limited to what is strictly necessary for educational purposes. Regularly reviewing and updating these settings is crucial as technology and privacy standards evolve. A case study highlighting the importance of strict EdTech privacy measures is the 2019 data breach involving a prominent online learning platform. The breach exposed the personal information of millions of students, including names, email addresses, and passwords. Following the breach, the platform faced significant backlash from users and privacy advocates. This incident underscores the necessity for educational institutions to implement strong data encryption, regular security audits, and comprehensive staff training to mitigate risks associated with EdTech. Statistics reveal the growing concern about privacy in education. According to a 2018 study, 60% of parents reported being very concerned about the privacy and security of their children's information collected by schools and EdTech providers. This highlights the need for educational institutions to be transparent with parents and students about how data is collected, used, and protected. Schools should provide clear, accessible information about their privacy policies and practices and actively engage with stakeholders to address any concerns. Moreover, institutions can adopt the National Institute of Standards and Technology Privacy Framework as a comprehensive guide to improve their privacy practices. This framework provides a structured approach to managing privacy risk through its 5 core functions: identify, govern, control, communicate, and protect. By following this framework, schools can systematically assess their privacy risks and implement strategies to mitigate them, ensuring a proactive approach to student data protection. In conclusion, navigating the complexities of education privacy requires a multifaceted approach that combines legal compliance, robust security measures, and proactive stakeholder engagement. FERPA provides a foundational framework for protecting student education records, while the dynamic nature of EdTech necessitates ongoing vigilance and adaptation. By leveraging practical tools such as RBAC, data encryption, vendor assessments, and the NIST privacy framework, educational institutions can effectively safeguard student privacy. Through continuous education and transparent communication, schools can build trust with parents and students, fostering an environment where technology enhances education without compromising personal privacy.